Today it's just me, Joe, and Ryan. Oh, I'm standing with the worst place. If I stand in front of that bit of rip wallpaper, there we go. It's better. So there is so just me, Joe, and Ryan. And Ryan's admin and media. So it's only me and Joe on the production side, and that means there's a huge amount of work to do. But I've decided today that I'm not going to do any production. I'm going to do just improvement bits and pieces because, well, how much production is really going to happen? Well, just a little caveat there. I am going to run the lathes, but the lathes are going to be running on parts that I was already running yesterday, so I've got no setups to do or anything like that. Well, actually, it's going to be one new part on the house, but I've already set it up for it. I set it up for both, so I had either option. Um, and just to try and make my life easier, so it could be running on the ground floor while I'm on the mezzanine floor, sorting some bits and pieces. So let's show you what's going on there a bit. So right now we're being short-staffed. It's hard to get through all of the cleaning bits and pieces, although not really much of an excuse for the bits and pieces just on the floor there because they're obviously simple enough to clean up. But I wanted to talk about flow. So this is the entrance door here, and at the moment what happens is parts are being walked upstairs because not using the lift yet. They've been walked upstairs and brought over to that rack over there. From that rack, we're then building there and there. So some parts have been moved around this side and some parts have been moved around that side and they're being built. And then electronics over here, well actually this is just protection circuits. Protection circuits are being injection mold, well cable cut here. Cable cut is being brought all the way over to this laser, being lasered, brought all the way back again. And then being soldered to a protection circuit, injection molded, and then if it's stock it hangs here, and if it's not stock, well actually a lot of stuff's just been going over straight to this rack ready for build, so then it could just feed off to each side. Now when all the lights are built singly, the entire light built on one desk, tested and then taken out, packed sort of here and obviously here, and then boxed and then taken out. Obviously there's no real sense of flow there, so let's see if we can work out something for flow. A massive time saving to the admin side. So basically normally what would happen is we'd have a quote, so we create a quote in Xero. So this is an example of a quote that's been sent out. And then if the client accepted that quote, we'd have to go into the system, go into orders, go into the customer. I'll pick a random customer, there we go. Go into orders and add the order manually versus what's on the quote. So, like recessed stainless steel light, 1 watt, etc. So I'd have to go and find, it's a bit of a struggle. Recessed stainless steel light, I've got to do, select the LED, so on and so forth. And of course, this process is prone to mistakes. So, I might go, oh, well, it's a medium reflector, and I go on here, and it's actually no optic at all. So, it's inefficient because I've got to add it twice. So not only have I got to write in the quote here, I've then got to add it once here, but it's also prone to mistakes. So what we've done is we've already had this a little while. So if I'm just going to go over to a particular customer, I'm going to go over to BSD, whereby we've got quotations. So we can go here, we create the quote in the system that we use day in day out that represents front to back. The customer gets a better layout of the quote because traditionally the layout of the quote is pretty similar to this. Now they're getting actually the image of the product, they're getting more about the information about the cost and all the specifics. They can download the spec sheet as well straight on the quote. They can get SketchUp 3D model, they can watch a video on it. If there was an image pack, they can download the image packs. There's a lot more information there. What we've done is basically created this so it's possible to convert the quote. So for instance, if there was a bunch of line items here, it will convert anyone with the same reference. You select the due date, the date that you expect to go out for. You click convert quote with same reference, and it sends the customer the email, and it inputs the order directly into the system, completely mistake free. So it saves a ton of time and a ton of mistakes. Oh, we've added clean drinking water. Now, there's been lots of discussions there was a Lean Health group. I'm not sure if any of you are in that. But there is a lean health group on Signal. I did leave it because there was too much going on about meat and stuff. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm vegan. I can't. There's only so much I can handle. But basically, water's a big one. And I don't know if you know, but there's been I can't remember if it was Joe or Ryan who said to me that there's been the first detection of plastic in the human body recently. And basically, our water supplies are absolutely contaminated with the stuff. Not only that, but fluoride and stuff isn't actually as good as it's made up to be. So this ceramic filter system, made in England, filters out of water. And the idea, what we're going to do is we're going to start putting like lemon in here each day, or lime, or whatever, and hopefully trying to encourage some of the guys to drink more water rather than their crappy Red Bulls and Monsters and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is the plan, I think, for the area. I mean, you know, it's one of these things that once you start getting into it, it'll probably change and adapt. My very crude drawing. So the materials, I'm going to lay this down here. So this is the entrance here from the stairs, just there. And you've got this area that's currently packing an absolute mess. So the plan is that electronics will move to this space here. The materials will come up on the lift and feed into both the rack, which stores our powder-coated parts, etc., in the small supplies of stock that we need, plus the assembly side. So the assembly will become 2 benches, so that's these 2 here. So this one will turn round and go next to that one. Then you're going to have test against the wall to the side. Now I need to see how that's going to work, because the part obviously needs to flow without issue and without struggle from here to here, and obviously the operator's from this side and then to this side, so I need to see how that's going to work. So not that desk, but basically kind of in that position, probably a little bit along that way. And then finally there's going to be pack. So this kind of becomes a U-shaped cell, but what we need to do is make sure that somehow we leave maybe this side of the assembly desk open or something so that it can pass over. I didn't want to make it as a U-shaped cell where people work on the inside of this, because I think it gets too tight. That being said, obviously if you're working from that side, if you're working from this side, you can have one person move through this at times when we are shorter staffed, whereas like this you can't really, because you have to go like that, and then you have to come around and then back in. But it's going to need testing. I don't really know. I'm trying to work out how to flow it at the moment. I might even move this around yet, but until I start moving these benches around, it's hard to know what's going to work. So I'll start mocking it up and see what happens. Some trade customers keep asking. Thanks, Ryan. Some customers keep asking. I'm going to carry on. Some customers keep asking about having a retail version of the quote. So if you add "and retail equals 1," you now get the retail version of the quote already all done in there. You still laughing. So just to make it easier for the customer, when they're on the quote, they can go view retail version, and it goes straight into the retail version. I've added a air gun from the line that I've taken out upstairs. We've been desperate for an airline for the Nakamura for ages. The only thing is, obviously, it just hanging there where it is not ideal. So I need to try and think of some decent way of actually having it. Normally there'll be like holders on this side of the machine. So I mean, I could get a longer hose and then you know, like basically clip it up and maybe bring it down there or down this side or something. But that's something I'll work out at a later date. Well. What a day it's been. So it's electronics area, so I'll give you a walk through. So electronics area has gone over here. At the moment, pick and place machine, we're going to have the solder paste bit going in here, the general assembly desk, then there's the rack for all the LEDs, etc. Cable cut and strip machine, laser, which could be used from both sides. So I need to basically mount the screen, so we're going to maybe get a longer scaffold pole or similar, and then mount the screen to that, and then that could sort that issue, so you can bring it either way. And then we've got the assembly area, and see, everything's a mess because I'm still pulling in data cables and pulling around the patch leads and trying to sort through bits and pieces, but you'll get a general idea. I'm not sure about this rack at the moment, but assembly. So we've got, I changed from what I said earlier, I've basically changed it. Assembly, test. So really it's assemble, test. So that might be like the last bit, and stick it on test in the tank, and then pack. So you can see I've mounted up these cardboard reels, staple gun, etc. So there's 2 reels. I'm moving the printers over here because obviously, well, if you're going to be packing, then it makes sense for the printers to be over here. We never use weighing scales, but I put the scales on there anyway, might as well. So I've got to sort out the print server bits and pieces and put it all under there. Now I think the injection mould machine isn't in the right place. Joe mentioned earlier, he said, well, Chris, we can't one piece flow anymore if the injection mould machine is there. Basically what normally happens is you solder the board, solder the lead to the board, and then you go directly into injection mould. So I'm thinking this injection mould machine needs to be over there, but I'm not sure how that's going to fit right now. I can see it fit in if that rack came out the way, but then I'm not sure where that rack would go, and that's all the LEDs and stuff. So I'm just trying to think about how it can be rejigged. Who knows yet? And then it's cleared up massive amount of space over here and here. So what we want to do is get another rack, a 600 deep rack like that one, like there, so we can actually store all the packing materials. And then this is just going to become storage. So obviously you need to sort the racks, because look at the mess now it's been revealed, what was underneath and everything. And then you can use both sides of the rack. So operationally we can, any longer term storage stuff, you can access from this side and that side as well. So there's a lot of work still to do. So I'm going to get straight on that in the morning, and then hopefully get it operational so that we can get on and basically use it. Obviously I want to get it tidy. I mean, the advantage is we've got everyone, well, I say everyone, Cam still won't be in. I think everyone else is in tomorrow, because it was only me, Joe and Ryan today, so hopefully we'll get back to at least doing proper 3S and stuff, because it was really only me doing 3S today. So a little bit of a struggle, but yeah, we're getting there. We're definitely moving in the right direction, and I think we'll definitely get flow. So parts come up onto there or onto first assembly desk, moves round, test, pack, out the door. That's the idea anyway.